All right, we're live. You guys got your chat open?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nice. I connected.
What is wrong with Spotify?
Okay, she's in. Hold on. I'm gonna get her access. She's around.
And then we'll take this and we'll upload it to you. We're gonna go over
Yeah.
that too during this.
So we're muted right now. Like I'm not going to be coming through, right?
Nope. Everybody comes through. I don't have the separation.
I can hear us.
Yeah.
This is funny. I can just be like, the pre-podcast talk. Like,
That
there's
Yeah.
chatter.
that was
What
the
fuck
that
did
was,
these idiots talk about.
that was the plan. That was kind of the plan.
This
It's kind of
is
welcome
what we
people
do.
in when they come in. How you guys doing? Dude? Got the ASMR keyboard there, kidders.
Yeah, I can mute myself though, so that's no problem.
All right, dude. Sushi, I see you.
I got so much shit on my computer. Can't find shit. I need to organize.
We got 12 minutes. I'm watching the timer. I'm not even gonna have a game up or anything. All OBS talk show stuff. It's gonna be fun. Fun.
Dig it.
Unreal Scarge, what's going on, man? One of our newest flight leaders.
The music's really low.
Music's low? I can turn it
Yep.
up. This is what we're here for. Enjoying some sun, dude. All right, man. Yeah, we just kick him back. It'll be a nice little show. talk about a few things. Hey, Kidders.
I think it's muted.
Oh, is he muted? We got some fat cheeks, you know that? What's up? What's up, Kerman? How you doing, dude? The old Crim. Sushi boy, what's happening, man? We're kicking this thing off right, man. Rim of the crowd. Or you wrestling fan, Scarge? Looks like you're. Oh, yeah, a little bit. I guess so. I never noticed that before, but I guess you're right. We push to talk now.
I've been pushed to talk.
Okay.
Easy fix there.
We good again? Okay. 5 minute. A 5-minute pipe warning.
Apparently that channel is pushed to talking for, so I'm gonna fix that.
Now that shit, you know, the old Bognogus, he looks like he's about 12 now, with no facial hair. The sushi boy, he's still got a nice mustache. It's like he oils it.
Yep.
Got some hosts coming in.
I suppose I could do that. I have one of those Twitch accounts.
One of them Twitch thingies. I have one too. And everybody tries to host me on it, and I'm like, wait, I don't stream on that one. But thank you.
If Corn wants to, she. Wait, I have a little Twitch clip of you. I saw you streaming earlier. I didn't want to bother you, but I think you're in.
Hi, Kremen. Hi, Sushi and Stark.
Hey, Kazan, what's going on, man? Dang, Sushi. We got 3 minutes. We're going live in 3-minute warning, dude. Hey. There she is, dude. Hey, if you want to jump in chat, go ahead, come on over.
Minnie, yeah, if you want to jump on voice, you can jump into the channel we're all in and Bkidderz Discord. Is the title been changed?
I believe I changed them.
Let me refresh. Hi, Missy. No, it still says April 22nd anyway.
Oh,
to me.
dang. What?
Yeah.
I know, get good, solo boy. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Hi, Crow.
What's up, Travis?
So yeah, Goddess Chick sent me the email back with the questions, but she used like the biggest font ever. I had to zoom out to read it.
Right, I pushed it through. Hopefully. Travis, what's going on, man? How you been? We're going live in 50 seconds. We're gonna show our lovely faces.
Well, not my face, because no.
Oh yeah, no,
See that?
no Lala face. Kidders, are you there, man?
Yeah, buddy.
All
Yeah.
right, dude. Quiet.
Quiet on the set.
Rub your hands together. Here we go. How you guys doing, man?
What's up, everybody?
Well, this is the Bkidderz and 90s Kid show. We're gonna do this often.
Sometimes.
Often.
Apparently, we're going to be doing this often.
I vote often.
Be
Yeah.
fun. We're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff. It doesn't matter. Off-topic stuff stuff about Elite, stuff about other games. We're gonna try and do specific topics once a week and bring on guests and feature some streamers. Today's streamer we're featuring is Midnicorn. Fun. It's a fern. It's a fern. You can't smoke it.
Those are ferns. Yeah. And that's a real microphone in front. It's all mine.
How do you Mango Fanta, the one and only? Oh my god, I did it! I did it, guys. Give me some.
That's good. I couldn't have done that if I tried.
What's going on, dude? So we're this week we're gonna talk about the autism awareness stuff. We just had a big drive for that, right, Wicked?
Autism acceptance.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Hold on, I got my info.
I did brush my hair, Sushi. Thank you.
Okay, so we raised on the site $1,375, and we raised $312 with our cut of the T-shirt sales, so it brought us to $1,687. I am going to leave the fundraiser just open. It's not counting down or anything anymore till the 15th, and then I'll take it down, and you guys can still grab PA Autism shirts in the Teespring shop until then as well.
That's awesome. How much did we raise again?
Total of $1,687 if you count the T-shirt sales with the fundraiser site.
That's really cool. All right, so man, I don't know much about autism. I did that on purpose. I wanted to come into this blind like somebody else that would never know what it was. I hope that's okay.
You shouldn't have to use push to talk, Minicorn. It should be okay now. It was my bad. I think I fixed that for you.
So, Minicorn, what's going on?
Hello. No, I've made it push to talk as well because I have dogs and they're incredibly loud and yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we wouldn't want anyone to think that you were smuggling puppies.
No, never.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about autism. What's a good start?
Is this me or yeah?
Or, well, you are Wicked is fine.
Let Mindy talk. She's got personal experience. I just have secondary experience.
Okay, that'll be good.
Well, we can talk about it together. But yeah. So for those of you who don't know, I am on the spectrum. I'm high functioning, so I have Asperger's or Asperger's, depending on where you're from around the world. So my perspective of living with it is slightly different than other people who have to deal with it from day to day, living with someone who has it.
Okay. What are some of the things that may be different?
Oh, okay. So dealing with sensory overload. So sensory overload is a major thing for most people with autism and Asperger's. So people with autism suffer with that a hell of a lot more. I'm very, very lucky. I suffer with it to the point that it can annoy me and make me rather fatigued. But other than that, I can kind of deal with it. And I know when I'm getting overstimulated by stuff. But yeah, so other people that have to live with people who are going through that normally get the rough end of the deal.
Yeah.
So is it like you hear every conversation going? Just a like buzz of all sorts of information coming in?
Okay, so with my job, I have to undergo medicals every year, and they do hearing tests and all sorts of things. And they've actually proven that my hearing levels, so I can't remember the name of the actual test now, but the normal range that you're meant to be within is 0 to 20. My hearing goes down to -7, so I hear a larger, I hear, so when plugs are plugged in, and things like that, you hear the static noise, the buzzing from them sometimes, and so you I literally pick up on a lot of information.
Yeah, and so that gives you like a sort of a trigger to that path to overload, is what you're saying?
Yeah, basically.
Because you hear so much more extra data.
Yeah, you have so much more information that you have to process, and also so during stream the other day, we actually looked into all of the research that's going into autism and Asperger's, and they actually believe that we have a greater number of connections within the brain, and the information, again, there's just so much more information overload, and your brain just can't deal with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you have like a You have like a futuristic router built inside your head. That's what's
Little
going on.
bit.
Too much information coming in and no way to filter it all. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And a lot of the time when I get overstimulated, I don't know it for a long time. But then it's almost like, have you ever had like a migraine?
Oh yeah.
Where after the migraine passes, you still feel very sensitive to
Oh
everything.
yeah. Yeah. Some light and
It's-
sound. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. And the only thing that will actually solve that is me sleeping or going to a dark room or just somewhere where I'm not receiving a lot of information for a while.
Huh.
The sound, man.
It sounds really familiar. Honestly,
It sounds like it would. I don't know. I know people have trouble with it, but from the outside, it sounds like it could be kind of cool sometimes. Like it would give you. I don't know. Do you feel yourself like you can accomplish certain things, more than others? You know what I mean? Like.
So there is the hyper focus side. So okay, because I'm high functioning on autism,
Do what you want,
a
because
lot
the
of the
pirate
time,
is free.
this
You
can be really,
are a
it can be
pirate.
really detrimental.
Hang on a minute. We gotta.
Being a pirate is a recipe. Do what you want, because the
We gotta
pirate is
follow.
free. You are a
That's
pirate.
loud.
I told you guys
That
you
was
might want to
loud.
mute the sound on the follow alert.
Whew. That is loud.
Oh,
I apologize.
Yeah, I can't hear anything. Thank God.
Wow.
Sorry, everybody.
No, I'm.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Mindy.
Oh no, that's fine. No, and Sushi, you're completely correct. There's so many people on the spectrum that don't know that they're on the spectrum.
Well, we had 33 viewers hosted by KZ Fusion. KZ, thank you for that, man. Everybody, welcome. What we're doing is the PA and the PA talk show with Bkidderz. You know me. And we got Mindycorn and Wicked Lala here. We're talking about the autism acceptance. I screw it up every time. I cannot say it.
So
Right.
does
Accept the
Phil.
spectrum.
Phil
Yeah.
screws it up all the time.
That's because Phil can't use his words.
Aviator Sensore, man. Hey, nice to see all you guys. So yeah, we're just going over this stuff. One thing that we're gonna do is Tears Alliance YouTube. People that didn't get to come by or didn't get to see it, we're gonna be putting this out there. You know, whether I'm flying around in Elite, we're mostly. So we're gonna be talking about a lot of different games that we play. We're gonna throw some Fortnite in there. I know Kidder's been playing some GTA 5, right? What have you been doing in there, Kidder's?
Selling drugs.
Why does that not surprise me?
Selling lots and lots of drugs. Yeah, no, I'm doing GTA roleplay. So my character just happens to be what I would refer to as an independent pharmaceutical sales representative.
Got you. And
Yeah.
And so what exactly are you selling? What type of drug?
Oh, really? My character just focuses on selling one drug, and that's cannabis.
Oh, well, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and I mean, his recently there was an issue with one of his significant friends passed away, and he lost his significant other, and then
That's your
I
character.
haven't really my character. Yeah.
All right,
not
all right.
me. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're here, kinda.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, Sushi Boy did join me on the server, and he's a Scottish taxi driver who can't say the word 11 very well. Which is kinda
His
funny.
mustache gets no.
Sushi does have a great mustache.
Does
Yeah.
have a-
Mm. Yeah.
I did.
But
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Well, I had a question for Midna too, back on the
Sure.
autism subject. So,
Yeah.
Go.
swing
as
that
somebody
way.
with autism, how are your parents with it? I mean, were they accepting? What do you wish they would have done differently as a parent of somebody with autism?
That's a really good question.
It is.
Actually, for my parents, it was a relief when I got diagnosed because all the way when I was really young, so I am quite old now. I'll be 35 this year, but when I was really young, my parents
you're
were
my age.
taking. My parents were taking me to health professionals, saying there's something not quite right. She's not playing like the other kids. She's not acting because my mum had 2 sons before she had me, and she could tell. She knew that there was something that wasn't quite right, but she couldn't put a finger on it. I suffered with hyperactivity, and so there was all sorts of issues when I was growing up. And it was almost a relief for them when I got diagnosed, because it kind of, put the last piece of the jigsaw, and they finally understood why I was certain ways when I was younger. So
Mm-hmm.
Did you know something was different? Or when did you find out like something was? I don't want to say wrong. Fine, but you know what I mean. Like, when did you find out? Like, did you know before you went to the doctor?
okay, so how it happened, it wasn't until I started studying science. I mean, I was terrible at school. I didn't complete school. I didn't get on with the people at school, and I kind of struggled. I didn't really have many friends and things like that because I wasn't really interested in what people were doing. Anyway,
That
so
sounds really familiar.
I got to about 24 and started studying science, and the tutor that I had, my very first academic tutor, she said to me, she said, "Have you heard of this thing called Asperger's?" And I had never heard of it ever. And it turns out that she had 2 daughters that were on the spectrum, and she was the one that prompted me to go to the doctor and speak to the doctor about some of the experiences that I had when I was younger. And it was him then that said, "We'd like to send you to a specialist." And it was just so happened that there was a specialist in my county, so it was kind of lucky.
Yeah, it all kind of came together all at once.
Yeah, yeah.
So you said you were in your mid-20s when you found out then?
Yes, yeah, I'd never even heard of it at all. I also have a diagnosis of being dyslexic as well. And when I was diagnosed, I kind of went through a period where I didn't actually believe the diagnosis either. I thought, oh, maybe they'd misdiagnosed me, and but now I've learned that this is all really common. So
Right. Yeah. Was that just sort of like an ego resistance? It's like you just didn't really want that to be the truth, or
well, I was kind of reading up all of the male, as you do normally, if you type in to Google autism or Asperger's, it comes up with the very male dominant characteristics of what what you would be experiencing in day-to-day life. And
okay.
I read that and I was like, well, I can talk to people, I have eye contact,
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I started actually looking at females on the spectrum, and then I was like, oh, actually, yeah, no, that's totally me.
You started noticing, that you had a lot of similarities, right?
Yes, yeah,
I
exactly.
gotcha. So Lala, as someone who is a parent, how does that enrich your life in a way that it maybe wouldn't if you weren't the mother of someone on the spectrum?
It forces you to think outside the box a lot. I was 19 and a half when Robotics Chick was born, and I knew something was off. I am a very big reader, and I always have been my whole life, and I was actually in school at the time for early childhood, and when she stopped making eye contact, well, there's lots of strange things. She just wasn't subtly, I was a nanny too for so long. She was different. She would focus for long periods of time at things across the wall or stare, and it was odd to me. And she stopped making any eye contact at about 4 months old. And not only that, but she hit all her physical milestones really early. And at the time, we were like, oh, she's just smart. And now looking back, it's, it's because she didn't. Well, it wasn't just that. It was that, she wasn't cuddly. She didn't want people touching her. So she learned to hold her head up on her own really quickly. She learned all that. So she started walking at like 9 months. So when she was 6 months old, autism was in the back of my brain because I had read a book as a kid, not as a kid, but like as a teen on autism. And they didn't diagnose that early back then. And I took her to the pediatrician, and he actually, bless him, listened to me. And then after that, it was, making sure she got the best care, having to research. In 2003, there was like nothing about autism that wasn't pseudoscience. So it was really hard to figure out the right ways to go. And everything else was trial and error. And that's all it was. It was, oh, this didn't work. Let's try this. I learned what the word antecedent meant earlier than I ever thought I would, because you had to start figuring out what is causing this, what's making her uncomfortable. How do we fix this? How do we help her adjust? Yeah, it was just trial by fire and learning and reading again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were gonna try and have her on the show, but she had some stuff she had to do. But we were able to give her some questions.
Yes.
So this is coming from, how old is she?
She is 15 and a half. She'll be 16 in August.
So this is how it's affecting her now. So the first question is, what are some things we should know about autism?
She wrote, while autism does affect the way our brain functions and our ability to form words and properly socialize, there are perks to having it. Like, for example, I've always been good at solving puzzles and memorizing patterns, and I also have a memory like a steel trap.
That's pretty cool.
That's really cool. So
And this is verbatim. I can post the questions and answers.
So you don't
that she
want to
emailed me.
play. You don't want to play board games.
So
whether she's gonna win.
there's some good that comes with the struggle.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cool though. Like if you could control it, maybe that's what problem you can't. There's not. Is there medicines, or how do you guys like
There's
calm
no
down?
medicines. I mean, you're treating symptoms, not autism. You're
Right.
treating,
Yeah.
Right now, she, and I have been given permission from her to share this, so she is on a mood stabilizer, and she's also on a high blood pressure medication. And that high blood pressure, she doesn't have high blood pressure, but that high blood pressure medication helps her system not to get so worked up so fast. It gives her enough time to think before she acts. And so her outbursts have, and she doesn't like her outbursts. She actually had an outburst the other night and threw a plate and broke it.
Oh.
And but when she had a chance to calm down, she, even in the moment when she broke the plate, you could tell she felt bad. Like, I didn't mean to do that. And
There's like embarrassment. Like
yeah, I think more than anything, well, embarrassment. And I think she really, I mean, she felt bad. Like, I can't believe I just did that. And then yesterday I went in her room and I saw the broken, it's a plastic plate. And I went in the room and she was trying to Elmer's glue it back together.
Oh
And I'm
no.
like, it's okay. It's just throw it away. It's fine.
All right. So how many kinds of autism is there?
Okay, she wrote, there are lots of different types of autism, exclamation point. There isn't just one specific type of autism with a specific set of symptoms. There is a huge variety of forms of autism. For example, I have a form of autism called Asperger's syndrome, which is higher on the autism spectrum. Asperger's syndrome is more commonly known as high functioning autism. And I just want to point something out real quick as I'm reading her answers. Her memory is like a steel trap, and a lot of the time she sounds like a textbook, and it's so funny, but it's because she's read so much, and so she explains words by what she's read. She actually has a form of echolalia, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with. Minna, did you ever have issues with echolalia?
What's that? I'm not sure.
I have no
Okay,
idea
so
what that is.
I don't know what that
Echolalia comes out, especially with kids with autism, and it's, I'm trying to figure out how to word it. So basically, when she finally started talking, she was about 2. And she would say simple words, but when she was trying to form sentences, she couldn't form sentences the way you and I would have a conversation. All she could do was mimic. So she would, like, if I would say, do you want some milk? She would say, want milk, or do you want milk? And in her mind,
So
it was
she's like
yes.
repeating it back to you, yeah.
Exactly. And so
Yep.
she still does that, but just in a different way. She tends to speak in textbook and movie quotes more than anything. And it cracks us
I
up.
do that.
But that's all she does. Like, that's what gets so funny. Like, when she says something, it's like, okay, is this the child talking? Or we look at her and go, okay, what movie is that from? Or what book's that from? And she'll tell us.
Yeah.
Because that's how she finds the way to communicate. Sometimes it's just, and
That's
a
how
lot
I
of us
communicate with my brothers.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
Still.
That's really interesting because one of the reasons why they believe girls don't get diagnosed as with autism or Asperger's as often or as as early as boys is because girls have the ability to mimic, and they fall into that, and so they fall under the net and they're not actually diagnosed because on the front they seem like they're communicating normally and things like that, but they're actually just picking up on cues of what the other person's saying and mimicking back to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is harder to get girls diagnosed. We just got very lucky because I like I said, when I knew something was wrong, my entire family thought I read too much. That's what they'd say, because I'm such a bookworm, and they're like, you read too much. But her doctor listened, and I'm very grateful to that man for every day because we were able to get her services earlier. Whereas I have friends that are still trying to get their kids diagnosed.
You think she gets bored at school a lot? Like do you think
yeah.
she moves ahead a bit quicker because of this?
No.
Okay.
2 things happen with Abby. Robotics check. Either she's really smart at something, so she doesn't feel like she has to work harder at it. So that's a lot of things that she knows, or even singing. Sometimes she thinks she doesn't have to practice because I know it. Or she'll hit something that's really hard, and rather than try to work through it, she just stops. She won't do it. She gives up. Midna has been an amazing help to
That
us
sounds really familiar too.
because Midna's been an amazing help to us because, you know, Robotics Chick is super smart in science, but she hit kind of a block this year in chemistry. She's more understanding of physics, Robotics Chick.
Mhm.
So when she hit chemistry and it's super hard, and so Midna has helped me immensely because she homeschools. So Robotics Chick homeschools. So it's like there's
Yeah.
only so far I can do this before I don't know how to explain it to her. I just know the answer, but I don't know how to explain it.
I'd much rather do physics or even astrophysics over chemistry.
See,
Yeah.
I was going to do chemistry originally, and I actually got talked into doing physics because I was better at it. Yeah, chemistry is hard.
Yeah,
Did you feel you accelerated any faster, or did you kind of have the same issue?
With chemistry, so I physics was a lot more logical, and that's why I found it easier. So yeah, it's probably my logical brain fitted perfectly within physics.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So let's see. How do you deal with the symptoms? Like, how do you handle the problems that come with it? So, like, if it's too much on you, you know, how do you do that? That was the next question. Products.
Oh, right. So how does autism affect you?
Oh no, well, no, how do you deal with the symptoms? Like,
And what was-
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There was a question in the middle that I got confused. Hold on. So she says the way I deal with the way that I deal with my symptoms and the problems that come with it depends on the problems that arise. Because of the way my mind works, I tend to say or do things that hurt another person other unintentionally, and that's very hard to deal with because I don't like seeing my friends in pain, especially if it's my fault. Also, if I don't understand something or I don't know what it is, I either ask my parents or I Google it.
I think that's a
I do
pretty
that too.
common teenager question, to be honest. Like, I think that's
Yeah.
just a,
Yeah.
you know, like he's self-aware, but
Mhm.
which is really good.
For
Self-aware.
her, I think if I'm gonna go from a parental perspective of it, so
Mhm.
sometimes she needs to be alone, like too much, the sensory overload too much, and she will retreat to her room, and we let her. I mean, because she needs that. She needs that cool off. Filter and I are both introverted, so we understand that. But our 8-year-old little Lala is an extrovert, so sometimes it will create problems because Robotics
Yeah,
needs to be
'cause
alone.
everybody
Like,
wants to be alone but her.
I mean, she'll
yeah.
get depressed like when things get overwhelmed. She gets very depressed. That's something else that people don't realize, especially with any mental illness. But suicide rates are high with kids with Asperger's, and it's because it's like her. She's got two things going on in her body right now. She's got teenage puberty and she's got autism, and those two don't mix well. And when she is upset, any typical teenager behavior you'll see, you got to times that by 10 because the angst, everything is so much higher because they can't connect, or they want to connect, but they can't connect, I guess is a better way to put it.
So, Carl Travis asks, yeah, do males have more pronounced or noticeable autism than girls? I guess the Midnicorn. I know you're kind of skating on that earlier.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, it's girls present very differently, and they're still getting to the bottom of everything, but they're now starting to believe that if they can understand the other ways that girls present, it may be a much more even field between girls and boys. But as I said in the chat, there's with girls it can come out as eating disorders or self-harm or depression, because there's an underlying issue. But because of this ability to mimic and the fact that girls generally have more developed social skills anyway, they're able to hide certain things. But yeah, there's a lot of other things that still need to be understood.
I can definitely tell you whether, regardless anything happening, girls definitely have a higher social skills. I was really dumb. I was really.
Robotics Chick didn't have those social skills actually. That was something that was really difficult. But
Okay. She seemed really
Yeah.
excited to draw the PA stuff for the shirt and everything. That looked really good, by the way.
because it was
Yeah,
art.
my shirt.
Yeah.
You hit on. That's the thing with her. Trying to find things to connect her. You got to find things that connect her to the things she loves.
How does she like the
And-
PC stuff? Can she do PC stuff, or does she like drawing?
She hasn't done the PC stuff yet because the tablet I want to get her is incredibly pricey and we just can't do it. But I for homeschooling, her last year there is a graphic art online class that I'm going to sign her up for and try to get her a little bit more into that. But right now it's all drawing. She likes hand drawing and stuff. She's finishing up AP drawing in high school, or this year she's finishing that up, so she's going to take an AP exam and everything on it. But yeah, it's all art, hand stuff. The only thing on the PC she likes to mess with is, and it's not art, it's not drawing art, it's like voice banks and voice synthesizing stuff.
Okay,
So
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
I got some voice clips I need to get. That I love you, Krim from Biltor. That's a one I need to pick up. So the next question is, what is the charity we're having the drive for, and how do they represent the autism? Why'd you pick this charity?
So she answered, "We are doing this drive for the Autism Acceptance Charity. They best represent the autism. These, I think she means these companies. These best represent the autism community because they try to spread not just awareness about autism, but they try to get people to accept people who have autism. We are not failed versions of normal. We are not, her word, retarded. We are just different, and this charity is trying to get people to see that we are just like you guys, except we're a little different."
Yeah, man. I know there's a lot of people that use that slang word, and it's not fun
It
sometimes.
bothers us.
Yes, it's
So,
not fun
because-
sometimes.
yeah. Yeah.
That's not cool. So let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna go into some basic questions. You know, as for a teenager, what was your favorite subject in school?
Okay. Even though it's hard, I've always loved science, especially astronomy and meteorology.
Okay.
She really wants to be she wants to do that.
How about you, Minicorn? What was your favorite subject, or what is your favorite subject?
Again, it was a bit like robotics take. I loved art and I love science. Everything else I wasn't very good at.
What are your favorite things to do? Like, just if you had to pick and choose what you're gonna do, what would you do?
Okay. Oh wait, really quick. You had the "What do you want to be when you grow up?"
Oh, I skipped the question.
It's okay.
I need to use my gimbal.
Because I think Minnie would like this. So I really want to have storm chasing as a hobby when I grow up. But as for what I want as a job, I'm still trying to figure out whether I should do chemical engineering or aeronautical engineering.
It's amazing.
Hard. I like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're
I
just
still
trying to
don't
keep her
know what I wanna
motivated.
be
all
when I
the
grow
time.
up.
The hardest thing for her is trying to explain to her that yes, I know you have to take history and English and stuff you don't
And
want
math.
to take. Yeah, well, she doesn't. She likes math, but
Gross.
yeah, she
Gross.
the hardest thing, she's got these goals and they're so lofty, but she has zero interest in English and writing. She likes history somewhat, and I think I've bolstered that a little bit just by the way I teach history to the girls. But you have to do all these extra classes in college. She just wants. I wish there was just a trade school out there where she could just go learn that specific stuff because she would be amazing. That's the
there will
hardest
be.
thing. It's like for these kids, I feel like because there's no way to, there's one education for every child, and that's not the way it should be. Because she would do amazing things in those fields if she could do that stuff and just have a smattering of everything else. Like I told her, she's going to need to know how to write papers if she's going to submit papers.
Mhm.
I've been trying to explain that to her. You're going to need to understand how to submit a research paper, and that's writing, and you're going to
Or beg for funding.
or beg for
I mean,
yeah, right, grant request.
They,
Oh
they
God,
call it grant request, right? But it's called
grant
begging.
writing is
It's
awful.
it's begging. It's totally
Yeah.
begging.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
But I was the same. I mean, the education, the one fits all education system, I totally fell through that. I went through 5 schools before I was 15, before my parents took me out,
Wow.
because I could hyper focus. I could hyper focus on art and I could hyper focus on science. Everything else, all of my teachers were saying to my parents, "Oh, she just doesn't try. She's just not listening. She's
Because you really
rebellious."
didn't care, right? I mean, you really just weren't into it.
Well, I couldn't. I wasn't interested in it, so it didn't.
Right.
Nothing. My hyper focus wasn't on those subjects. So yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna show a little Twitch clip of you soon, but yeah, there's our counter right there. Go follow it. And welcome all the new guys that came through. Nice to see all you guys, man. Welcome. So what was her favorite things to do?
Okay, she said, in my spare time, I role play with my online friends. I draw. I watch funny YouTube videos like Vine, and I even watch YouTuber Let's Plays by people like, and I don't know these names. Jacksepticeye is the only one I can recognize the name. The other one I don't know how to say. Occasionally,
You're such a mom right now.
yeah, I'm like, what? I also mess around with my Ask blog on Tumblr.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, she has a normal life, is what I'm hearing. Because like 90% of that I do.
She practically speaks
You
in
know.
Vines. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't do Vine because I'm too old. But
No, I'm like wondering if there's like an age cutoff for Vine because yeah.
And what were your favorite TV?
Okay, she says, I've always been a big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and how the universe works, but I also like to watch some anime shows like that Black Butler or Full Metal Alchemist.
All right.
heck yeah.
I knew she was into anime. I'm not big into it,
Good
but
choices.
I knew she would.
I have no idea about any of it. I always have to ask you guys.
I
have to ask
approve.
like Bkidderz or
That's all
Phil.
you gotta know.
Like, what is this show? I don't know what this is.
Especially Full Metal Alchemist, because that show deals with like it's pretty deep, pretty dark stuff. So
I bought her. I was the best mom ever at Christmas because I found her the Full Metal Alchemist like a pendant or something she could wear.
Oh yeah, nice. Dig it.
How about you, Mindycorn? What's your favorite?
This is gonna sound really bad. I like documentaries.
Right, that's fine.
Documentaries, or I'm again slightly obsessed with cooking shows.
Oh, yeah.
Local
Yeah,
information.
cooking shows. I think. Yeah. I mean, I've never really met anyone who didn't enjoy watching cooking, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. So I go all day using my brain, and then sometimes I just don't want to use my brain.
Yeah.
And cooking shows, to me, it's just the best way to relax.
So are we talking about like Anthony Bourdain here, or like what's your cooking
He's
show?
amazing. Literally anything. When it comes to cooking shows,
Oh, just all
I'm
of them.
not fussy.
Okay.
Yeah.
How fat my
So you
cheeks
see,
are. I
you
like
see
that
onions
Paula
and
Deen.
garlic hitting a pan, and you just stop scrolling through the channels. So,
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
me done then.
all right.
And
What about you? What about you, 90s? What are you watching?
oh, it's about that Paula Deen and that sticks of butter. Gotta get them sticks of butter, dude.
Yeah, no, of course you do. Yeah,
I buy butter in bulk, please.
Yeah, so she made this chicken. It was like chicken nuggets, and you dip them in like flour and egg, and then you put them in your favorite types of potato chips. So like the cheese kind or the barbecue kind. There's so many good ones there. And after that, I tried it, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I like food, dude. It's happening, yo. What's up,
Whoa,
Gandalf
dude.
Raptor?
Gandalf, put your pants back on.
Yeah, man. Nice to see you guys, man. What is your favorite type of food?
Okay, Robotics Chick says, I have lots of favorites, but my specific favorites are artichoke, sirloin and ribeye steak, walleye fish, which she actually just tried for the first time in Chicago or in Milwaukee this weekend.
That's cool.
Fried rice and lots of different kinds of chocolates and cheese.
Oh yeah.
How
Yeah,
about you?
but again, I approve of this entire answer. Yep.
Me too. I'm with it.
Yep.
What about you, Minna?
Anything again. Like I just love food.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. Yeah. Just the quantity is the main question.
Oh, nice.
There's a lot of people that are on the spectrum or have full autism that suffer with taste and sensory overloads with taste and textures and things like that. For me, the only thing that really triggers that for me is actually cauliflower. That's the only thing I won't eat.
Oh, weird.
She was like that with corn.
Yeah.
Robotics Chick, she's still not the biggest fan of corn. It's the texture.
Broccoli's
Good
fine
food
though,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, everything. She eats everything, but
I-
yeah. the
I'm with
texture
you
thing.
on that one. I cauliflower, but
Yep, totally. Even better with cheese.
Yeah, you guys are losing me fast.
all right. So
Losing me fast.
I'm gonna show you a clip, and you don't know what clip it is. I'm gonna do this to everybody I bring on, and I want you to try and remember what you were talking about. I'll give you a hint. It's about flamethrower. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this right here.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
I'm gonna go ahead and play this right here, and it's gonna come up, and then so turn your volume up on this. We'll let this play, and then we'll bring it down, and we'll talk about it a bit, and talk about what you're doing.
Yeah, that would be totally possible, actually. But I've seen flamethrowers before, like people that like blow fire, and I've seen it when it goes wrong too. I'd like to see the evolutionary steps for that one. You'd end up with many cooked animals, I think. Many cooked animals.
Nothing wrong with cooking animals.
Dorlin bought a blowtorch for that purpose.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, I do remember that one.
All right. So you got to tell us what it's about.
Yeah. Because out of context, that makes no sense.
So that was we were talking about the science behind making a dragon. Yeah, and I believe that was today, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it was basically there was a scientist who's come up with all of the physics that an animal would need to be able to blow like fire.
I heard there was a little lizard that's capable. Dang, I'll have to pull that up sometime. But there was a I used to watch documentary.
Yeah,
There is a
there
little
are-
lizard. It's found in a
Wait,
cave
it
somewhere.
can spit fire?
Yeah, it spits a little bit of
I
fire.
must see this lizard.
Well, there was it worked out that I mean basically you could create the chemicals separately within glands in your mouth, and as long as they were kept under pressure, some of the chemicals are reactive with oxygen, especially when they're combined. So as soon as they're combined, if you blow that out at the same time, it's mixing with oxygen, and there you go, you have like a mouth flamethrower.
Yeah. But it'd be a lot better if you didn't actually breathe oxygen, I think, if you're going to be a like fire breathing item.
Oh no, this would be mixed with oxygen in the air with
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, there you have it, people.
There was.
Dragons are possible.
So what do you normally do on your stream?
Science.
What is your stream? What's your stream all about?
Well, on every Sunday we do Science Sunday, where basically for 3 hours we talk shop about science in the news. We also do themed science talks, and we also do a Twitch colloquium. And if people don't know what a colloquium is, it's basically where it's a meeting of scientists who come together to discuss a scientific paper. And we've managed to collect quite a few scientists in our little group, and so we geek out over that. And then on Mondays, actually it's making Mondays because I love being creative. But at the moment, what we're doing is we're actually using games to come up with our own sci-fi novel ideas. So using Universe Sandbox to come up with a quad-star system and put Habitable Planet in there, and then start figuring out what kind of physics goes on in there, and then how an intelligent species would evolve.
I watched that one. Maybe last week I caught that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was like a little simulation of a planet. I think at the time it had like no atmosphere.
Yes.
Tweaking it. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's
So-
cool. Yeah.
And then on Thursdays, we just geek out over any game that has any space or science relative to it.
That's a lot more than what I just kill people in video games. Oh,
No, midnight streams are epic. I mean, they are so good.
Oh,
And
thank you.
well, it's not just that, but like Robotic Chick, who will watch some of our Twitch streams, but she doesn't really like go looking. The second she gets the alert, if she sees the alert, if she's not doing something else that Mid is on, she will come tearing through our house. Mid is on. It's live. I'm gonna go watch, and then disappear back in her room.
I like sitting by and watching the shows because somebody will ask a question, but you go really in depth. What, why, and how
Mhm.
every time, and that's what I like about. So
Oh.
that's cool because you cover the questions that I would ask without me even having to ask it. It's like you explain it for a 33-year-old man-child.
Hey,
That
I'm just a
doesn't know.
man-child that gets given grants sometimes to play with lasers.
Oh, that's fun.
Fun though. Cool. Hey Warzel, what's going on? Got Jorlin here. Bkidderz, Rumble, Spooks, and so on. Hey guys.
Another cool thing about Minna is she's got a Discord, and in her Discord, I know everybody's like, "Oh, all the Discords," but she's got this Discord, and there are actual places in there to talk science or ask questions.
That's cool.
That's
And I believe you have a one in there for kiddos now, right?
I do indeed. Yeah, the minicorns.
Oh,
There
that's
you
Oh,
go.
that's badass.
So
Hey, if you
Is
want to
it
post your
totally
Discord in
separate
the
Discord?
channel, please.
Or it's a total.
Yeah, can you throw that link up, Minna, to your Discord?
Yeah, I'll find it. Yeah, 2 seconds, and I'll put that up.
But yeah,
So it's a
there's an
section
actual
of
place
the Discord for
for
the
kids. Yeah, like
Dig it.
Robotics Chick will go in there. If she has a question, she'll screenshot whatever she's working on and ask, or I will sometimes too, because
Yeah,
yo. But
That's that's pretty cool.
yeah, it's very very cool.
But yeah,
And
I
so,
mean,
for people-
anything. Oh, sorry. Anything that I can do like that on Twitch to me is, if I can support someone going through what I went through when I was younger, that to me, even if it's just one person, I feel like I'm contributing back.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, absolutely.
Why'd you do it? Somebody if you needed the help back then, somebody else. Probably.
Yeah, right.
You're awesome.
Oh, thank you guys. And thank you ever so much for inviting me on here. It's a real pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You have any questions for us? Who asked you
Yeah.
questions? Hell, it's your time. It's your guys' turn now.
I can't
I know
do
everything
that.
about you bitches. I don't need to ask.
I was just about to say.
I was like,
Yeah, I think it'd be a shorter list, a list of things Lala doesn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a few minutes left, so Bkidderz, why don't you tell me about yourself, man? Let's introduce everybody to us.
Tell about me.
Yeah, man.
I'm I'm like a part-time streamer these days. Living off of really well-made decisions financially from a past version of myself. Currently very active and struggling with depression. I'm working on actually not taking SSRIs anymore because I'm at a point where I no longer need them. So so I kind of treat depression with a whole lot of exercise, pizza, tacos, video games.
Pizza, tacos, and
sometimes-
video games.
And sometimes I stream it, but for me, I like to talk about it. And if you've ever caught one of my streams on one of my days where I'm like really having a bad day, where I'm just tearing the game to pieces because I'm in a dark place, you'll know you'll know that I'm going through one. But I think it's important, and I like to stream that because I think it's something that all of us go through, either temporarily at times when we have life events, and then there's others of us who carry a burden our whole lives. But for me, it's important just to stream even when I do feel like maybe I shouldn't be in public, because I want people to know that sometimes we're not okay, and that is okay.
I think that's amazing. So today when I streamed earlier, Science Sunday, I basically said to everyone, I'm really sorry. I'm incredibly tired. And when that happens, I find it really hard to put anything into words. I still stream because other people are going to be going through that as well. So
Yeah.
Do you find that kind of goes away when you start streaming? Like you start having a little fun, and
Yeah.
that kind of goes away. You get to escape.
Well, I think
sometimes
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, for me, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but mine's different to yours. So
Yeah, I mean, I would say that there are definitely times where, I mean, I'm 100% introvert, so there are definitely times where I would prefer to just avoid social interaction altogether, which would include putting my face on the internet.
Yeah.
Know.
But all those people aren't there. You could have up to 80 people sitting there, and it's like it's
Yeah,
nothing. But
yeah,
if 80 people
yeah.
was standing in front of you, wouldn't that'd be weird?
Yeah.
How would
I
you
mean,
guys
yeah.
handle that? Can't handle that?
80 people in front of me, I could handle it. I mean, I wouldn't enjoy it, but I could do it.
Okay.
You know, yeah. Depends on what I'm doing, I guess.
I mean, I get nervous when I hit that start stream. I
think-
say this
think
a lot.
I think a lot of people do. Yeah. I think you should, because I mean, you're putting you're putting yourself out there like for the world, But at the same time, like we're only here for like a blip of a second, cosmologically speaking. So
Right, make an impact.
Why not shine while you're here? You know what I mean? Why not
Do
it's
something.
like, yeah, and it's like we've been saying all day. Like if I can get on when I'm having a bad day and show people that it's okay to be depressed and still have a good time while you're streaming, or if I can get out of that mood because somebody comes along in my stream and does something sweet or says something nice, or if I can have that impact like Mindy was saying earlier, if I can make one person feel better that day, like then I won't focus so much on how bad I feel.
Well, it's really good that she's there because, like, that exact thing that you're talking about is what Robotics Chick does with Midnicorn here, because they went through the same stuff. They talk, they talk. I bet they talk every day. That's pretty cool.
Well, when she's not busy with anime stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly it's when she is hit a wall in chem and I'm trying to help her and she won't. So she just refuses to do it, and it's me going, you have someone you can go and ask, right? And it's like, oh yeah.
That's amazing. It really is.
Do you ever get surrealistic fantasies about yourself? For example, turning into a different being.
Yeah, that's exactly why I play role-playing games. It's literally, escapism personified, right? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the 90s kid you're seeing right here is different
this
than the
guy.
90s kid seeing blowing people. I'm being a dickhead. I'm being an asshole. I'm having fun, and I PvP a lot, but I don't. A lot of people think I go and kill other guys or just kill random traders, and I don't. But I perceive myself that I do, and the people that know me knows I don't. But the people that don't, they hate my freaking guts. And I did that on purpose, and I have fun with it because I get to do something that I normally don't get. Wanted to be like a professional wrestler, but I never got the chance. And so now I get to kind of create an alternate version of myself. You know what I mean? So I have fun with that. I'm not that person right now. I get to have fun.
You're not that persona, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So Senzori, if that's what you're asking, then yeah, I do that. I do that to have fun, I guess. Does that make sense? Like, I'm getting called out. I'm getting called out in chat.
What's a
right
different
For
approach
greasing
to
and
streams?
solo, you know?
Oh man. Well, it was awesome having everybody on. What about you, Wicked? We'll let you finish up this last one. How do you feel? Like, do you feel like a different? Feel different when you finally get on the stream and forget about all the other crap?
No, because I have horrible social anxiety.
Mhm.
So actually, for me, it's like I get happy when my friends are in there and stuff like that. That's why I like to stream with Phil, because he can kind of lead the show, and Phil and I play off each other so well because
You guys do play
we're
off each other well, and also
very much alike.
It's cool that you occasionally let the girls get on with you too, because it makes the rest of us kind of feel like, oh man, this is cool, like they're family, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like,
Well,
it's
little
like,
Lala was gonna stream with them Friday,
guys-
but we had the race.
you guys are like our Robinsons, like you're our little lost in space.
We're
I've
the
never
lost
seen
in
another
space
Twitch stream like this at all.
family.
Like you guys have a.
Well, we want the kids involved, and we want them to be gamers. And I grew up, being a female and being a gamer. That's double whammy. So we were really kind of accepted. So it's super fun, and to get the girls involved so that they can feel like they can game, so they don't ever get it into their head that gaming is for boys.
Right.
And the
No,
fact that we're
that's
adding a
not fair.
Minecraft channel to Discord now is like making little Lala totally excited.
I've never played. Maybe they could teach me how to play Minecraft. Wouldn't that be
Dude,
something?
Minecraft is a lot of fun. It's probably, when we were discussing earlier about having sensory, just kind of being needing to withdraw because you're an introverted person, Minecraft is a great game for that.
Yeah, I do that with Fallout.
Yeah.
Fallout or Civ when I'm playing by myself. Nobody will play with
Yeah.
me.
I mean, I don't know. And Sushi can probably speak to that too in chat about how Minecraft. I don't know. You get the right like ambient music on and Minecraft going.
And then you're
Start
just in a
building
world.
yourself a little house. And watch out for the creepers and hope you don't die. Like I don't know. It's a very relaxing game.
Well, I think it's good for spatial awareness and stuff too, because like, little Ella's still small, but she loves science, and actually, I'm going to be homeschooling her this year, and for her, it's really funny because she actually built an entire Jedi temple once, and it was funny
Oh, wow.
in Minecraft. Like she's so excited, but she's very precise, and she's like, okay, these blocks, and it's math too. I have these many blocks, and I need to make this big of a space. So how many am I going to need? And for me, that's exciting because she's learning math without even realizing it.
I know Midnicorn, she's on that Kerbal Space program.
I am, but it turns out that experimental quantum physicists are not very good at building rockets. I'll stay in the lab.
That's fun though. You do get to like trial and error. So at least eventually you're gonna get it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, hopefully. But no, I want to say that the way that the way that you're raising your family and your children is absolutely amazing. And there would be so many children out there that would benefit if their families had an ounce of intelligence and self-awareness that you guys have.
Well, and I think for me, thank you, but for me, it's definitely the village too. I mean, that's why I was so excited to find you, and that's why I have all of our friends in Discord. If there's something like if I have questions on anime, like I'm trying to relate robotics as much as I can, and so and I have questions on anime, I know where to go ask, or like now she knows she can go watch you with science. And let me interject with the reason I am absolutely terribly in love with Midnicord, and the fact that not just her amazing stream and not just her awesome personality, but there was a day that Robotics Chick was struggling with a concept in chemistry, and I was trying to explain it to her, and she just wasn't getting it. And so Minda was streaming, and Robotics Chick went in her stream, in her chat, and said, hey, I'm having trouble with this. When you're done with the stream, can you help me? And Minda stopped her entire stream, busted out a whiteboard, and started teaching chemistry on stream. It was like the best day ever. It was like, oh my God. But it's a village. I mean, that's it. And everything else, it's just it's learning as you go. Trial by fire every day.
Looking back to when we were kids, and we didn't have stuff like this. Like to be able to reach out like this way,
it
was impossible. Well, Prodigy, AOL, but we weren't looking. We were trying to do stuff like this. So my question here is, how did when you guys started a stream team, playing video games, and created this giant community? How did your kids react to that?
We just involved them. I mean,
Okay.
we told them what we were doing and why we were doing it. When I started playing on Twitch with Phil and the community stuff got brought up, we're all Girl Scouts, like the three of us. And so I basically had told Phil, like, I want to make sure that we're giving back to the community, and then we want the girls to see this too. And so we just kind of involved them. I mean, they know we're streaming, and they know like when it's just us streaming that they need to keep it down and whatnot. But for me, especially when we started getting female members of PA, and I was able to find female streamers that I thought the girls could look up to, it was just a no-brainer. It's like keep them involved so it doesn't become an abstract concept to them, like where it's just, oh, they're doing this. No, let's involve you. This is what we're doing this week, and this is what we're building this week, and would you like to be involved or would you not like to be involved? I mean, little Lala's favorite time is around her birthday when she gets to go buggy racing with all of you, and so it involves her.
Dude, that's so much fun.
So when
She just goes crazy, man.
Yeah, Midnicorn, if you've ever caught any of Phil's, I'm sure we have clips on the Filtered Lala Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Of little Lala driving a buggy, she is ruthless, and it is funny, and she's 8. I mean, and she's just out there, but yeah, if we involve them as much as we can, it doesn't become like we're abandoning them. in a sense, because I always feel bad, especially when PA takes up a lot of time. And that's when like I'll do what I've done the past few weeks. I've taken a couple weeks off so I could make lesson plans and do some art in their room for them and all that stuff. But
I mean, you got a full schedule. You're doing with this
yeah,
stuff, drama.
we don't really have a day off anymore.
Oh, you got
Gymnastics.
kids?
Star Wars on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
we
you
don't
do a
have a day
lot
off.
with PA and like the you know,
She
the
reads
Game
them.
of Thrones shit that happens with everybody.
Oh,
Like,
God.
The Game of Thrones.
Minicorn, you know, I mean, I'm sure you have some concept, but the fact that the politics exist everywhere is just way too true when it comes to video games.
I apologize
Oh,
for
yeah.
all the. I apologize.
Trust me,
some
you
of
are
the stuff I've
you're
caused.
half of the, you can cause anything, please.
Man, I thought we had a lot of channels in our Discord. Look at Mendy's. Good
Yeah, Minis
Lord.
is
Oh, yeah.
and but there's
Yes.
so much stuff in there to read and talk about. It's great.
I see a card
my
against
main-
humanity voice
Yeah.
chat. I'm very happy.
Oh yeah, that's our bot. We've only done it once, but our bot does have Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, nice. I didn't know they had that in Discord.
But yeah, I mean, it's just day-to-day stuff, and I want to just have more female role models in the girls' lives because, yeah, I'm their mom. Yes, I'm their number one female role model, but I'm their mom. I'm not cool. At a certain point, you stop being cool, and
I think you're pretty
so
cool.
it's cool too.
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm the same age as you. I think you're pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But they kind of back and
But
forth.
yeah,
So sometimes
there's no way that
it's like me trying to show that concept to robotics
Yeah,
chicken,
there's no
and
way
she
she can think
wasn't
you're
getting
cool,
it.
though.
But then I
Yeah.
could. You showed it to her, and she got it. It's like there's a block that goes up,
yeah, because you're
and then you've got like people in PA like Psychit, who's amazing, and I'm able, you know, and the girls know who everybody is, and so it's like they have all these like brother, uncles and aunts now, and it's great. So to me, we didn't really lose anything. We just made everything bigger.
I met a
Yeah.
lot of cool people.
for sure. I don't even remember how long it's been now that I've been in, to be honest.
I've been here about a year and a half now. By
Almost-
really
I
fast.
feel like it's been almost 3. Is that right?
I lose track. No, it hasn't, because Phil and my wedding anniversary is our regular wedding anniversary is in May, but I know
So it was
PA the streaming
20
started in October of that same year. So yeah.
15, right?
Yeah, I came in like
Yeah.
end of like October, December 20.
Well, it's been a while. Sushi thinks.
Sorry,
he's-
Minna, we're digressing now.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. No.
But yeah.
Gandalf's pretty chill. Yeah, that's true.
We're all fairly chill. I mean, there's any big group we have almost 700 members, Minna, and it exploded. Like we went from 20 when we started to like a couple months later we're at 300, and then now we're up to 700, and so yeah, and we still haven't had too much BS, which is nice.
Well, talking about the streaming stuff real quick, and while we have everybody here, I have a request. I know a lot of the guys that are here right now, you showed up to this. A lot of the guys show up to other streams too and check some stuff out. Please clip stuff. We're going to be featuring a lot of people here on these streams.
Oh yeah.
We need a
But
lot
Minna,
of
you're
clips.
you're our first featured streamer, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
congratulations.
can't thank you enough, guys. I really, really can't. Like when I joined this Twitch, originally I wasn't even going to do science, and then someone said, "Why don't you do science?" And ever since
Yeah.
then, it's just it's grown and grown, and
It really makes a lot of sense for the platform.
I'm just blown away by everything that you guys do as well in the PA, and I'm not surprised that it's blown up to 700 members.
It's
It's
all
a-
Lala's fault.
It's a
Yeah,
really
it's
I
all
just
my
really don't
fault.
do much.
they
Whatever.
they show the family on the stream, and it feels that way in the Discord, and the interaction with
Yeah, well, that's
With
why it's Game
everybody.
of Thrones, because we're all family.
yeah,
And
you
our
know?
big thing, Minna, and reason why we chose you. So when we're doing featured streamers right now, we're not doing partnered streamers in our group. We're doing, streamers that have quality. That's it.
Mm.
Like we just want quality. We don't care if they have like 3 viewers or 50. We want quality.
Yeah,
And that's that.
I would like to see a few more people kind of step up their stream a little bit, put a little more oomph to it. And if you need
man.
help,
I
ask.
feel
Like,
you're
we have a
calling me
whole.
out right now.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You don't need any help. Look at your hair, dude. I seen you flipping that hair around, trying out for them Pantene Pro V
That's the
commercials.
same thing as saying I have nice
Come on.
cleavage, man. That doesn't work.
You got that hair cleavage right now. Look at it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Hair cleavage.
It's right down
So yeah, I guess we can end that segment at least. Just everybody, if you're not following Mindycorn, go
Please.
follow
Yeah.
her.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
Go
do that.
Thank
follow
you
her.
guys.
Put it on notifications when she goes live so you do not forget. Because anybody who is interested in science and wants to see some good gaming, that's where you need to be.
Click that link too. I stop by
Thank
there a
you.
lot, but I lurk. I'm a lurker. I actually, I'm gonna sound. I like your piercing in your cheeks. I've never seen that before. I think
I
that's
do
pretty
too.
cool.
And part of that is when I grew up, it was don't get piercings and
Yeah.
don't have tattoos, and and I never wanted to raise my kids that way either because I have tattoos and I have a nose piercing, and so it's kind of cool because even robotic chick thought, and she's like, oh, that's what is that? And I explained to her where the piercings were, and she doesn't really want piercings, but she thinks it's a really cool thing to have.
I'm
Somebody's out there doing it.
I'm incredibly lucky that the position that I'm in with who I work with, they are very accepting of who I am, not what I look like. Because it's not often that someone who has a half-shaved head and piercings through their cheeks has to present to people on such a scale sometimes that I do. And
Yeah.
it takes time for people to come around sometimes if it's outside of the box that they're comfortable. But yeah, it's I try to go forth as an alternative scientist to make the world a better place.
I got a 90s kid question for you. Are you ready? Have you ever taken those things out, put water in your cheeks, and kind of blew water out of the holes?
So I haven't done that, but I really like dark chocolate, and I have to be very careful because when I eat dark chocolate, I actually get dark rings around the piercings
Oh,
because you have to keep them
nice.
clean all the time. That's a bit gross.
Yeah, man.
And sushi, I've got two of mine. I've got so many piercings. I don't have it at the moment. I'd probably say about 20.
Space Jesus. Oh god. I thought last time it was like Space Moses, I thought. I don't know.
Well, you guys, this was a
Alright.
pretty good podcast. What do you guys think?
I think we did
I
okay.
like it. So the next one you
Thank
guys are
you.
gonna be talking about what? You guys know? Elite.
Mm-mm.
The
We had
pro-
no idea.
we'll probably be talking about a lot of elite. Next week, Tuesday
90s will be
is.
talking about Elite.
Yeah, well, I gotta get Kidders back in it, man.
Phillies for Phillies, yo.
Yeah, the Heelys for. Oh, dude, easy material.
5
You
out
guys
of
could
7
totally
would watch it.
podcast while doing Heelys for Phillies. Just make a Heelys for Phillies like corner.
Yeah, we could do that. I could
I'd
just.
have to reinstall the game.
Yes,
Oh,
you
jeez.
do.
No, I wanna do
So
that.
next week they're gonna talk about squadrons. They're gonna do it on the 8th. I'm gonna go by my channel. I'll be streaming it. I'll be going over, giving my live reaction. I hope it's spicy. It's spicy, but I'll be doing that then. It'll be Tuesday, probably sometime in the morning. I'll get started. Come hang out there. We might end up. We're gonna talk about it a lot, probably because I'm excited for it. I really am. I think they can. They have a lot of room to expand with Dangerous, but we're also going to be talking about stuff like Fortnite. We're going to get here's some other stuff that's coming up. We got Psychit and Bratman. We're going to be talking a lot about the BGS. I think the BGS is something that's really important to talk about. It's really in depth. I have to reference a guide every time I go to it. I can't remember all that stuff. There's no there's no way you can remember everything you need for the BGS, guys. I don't know how some people. Yeah, we're going to be talking to them. We'll go over some PvP stuff. We'll have some special guests. Yeah. I mean, that's what's going on so far. We got a lot lined up, though. We got a lot of games. We got a lot of games to interact with chat coming up here pretty soon. Putting all that together, so it'll be cool. Kidders, you got anything to add there?
No, it just kind of looks like I'm going freeze mode sometimes on stream there. But no, for the whole PGS part, I will be sitting up sleeping.
Sleeping.
Because
All
that
right.
part of the game has never interested me in the slightest. But yeah, no, we'll talk about Elite. We'll talk about whatever we're doing, whatever fundraising we're doing. What is our next fundraiser, by the way?
I think we're holding off for now because
Okay.
I want to kind of give people a breather, let them fundraise for anything that they want to specifically. I know we were discussing a fibromyalgia one and an epilepsy one, but we have not.
But traditionally, it would be like something later in the year, right?
Yeah, later in the year,
Okay.
especially with TwitchCon coming up and stuff. And I know a lot of people are going to want to fundraise for their own stuff for that. So yeah.
I think Kidders, we're going to be doing an electronic segment.
Oh
If we
yeah.
can. That'll be fun to
I
do.
forgot what the first thing I was even gonna do now.
Yeah, this stream's
The
kind of just
controller?
introducing everybody. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
fair
it
enough.
was one of those $15 controllers,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but it looks like it has it has so much to it.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
a
get
real
to that
universal control. It's really cool. So
We'll-
yeah, we'll go over
We'll
that.
get to that next time. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
guys.
if there's anything you guys want to see in chat on this podcast, feel free to message Bkidderz or 90s.
all
The
all
clips,
day,
though.
all day.
Don't forget the
Clips.
clips. We need the
Please.
clips. Yeah.
Why we have the PA Promotional Clips channel.
And we also need for the Twitter account, we need screenshots of anything that anybody's playing. You know, it's always good to put out fun screenshots that look cool. Those are always helpful. Love
Yeah.
Cardio.
Use the voice chats. Don't be afraid of them. We'll drop
You
in
can make
there.
your own. You can name it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, somebody will actually have to teach me how that works because I don't even know how that works.
We'll put it in info.
Oh, you're the worst co-host ever. Jesus, you don't even know how
Yeah.
our own stuff works.
No, I mean,
You're a board member.
why should I have to know how stuff works? I just dictate things and hand out paychecks. Wait, no, that's not.
Where's?
why.
Oh yeah. I
All
don't
right,
know where
so-
the paycheck's coming from.
Yeah, check us out. Make sure you check us out on twitch.tv/Privateers Alliance. There's a lot of stuff to click down below. There's the Discord links, the donation links for the autism acceptance. There we're leaving, right? That's gonna be. How long are you leaving
I'm
that up
leaving
for?
Till the 15th.
Okay, all right.
I
So
have a lot
that'll
of
be
people that still want to donate, but their paychecks aren't solvent until then.
later today. This will be uploaded to the Privateers Alliance YouTube. So we're going to be putting that link out on Twitter. Follow the Privateers Alliance Twitter as well. You know, the more we can get this stuff out, the better. Want to make this grow? We're going to have some fun podcasts. We're going to have a lot of people on. I think this is a pretty fun one, man. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out, dude.
No problem.
Yep.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thanks for joining us, both of you. Thanks for sharing, you know, your personal experiences too, as humans of the earth, as
Yeah.
it were. You know, with the focus of what we were talking about. We appreciate it. And thanks for everybody in chat for joining us and asking questions and saying jokes. And Jordan, you know, thanks for being here, I guess. What else we got? Is that it?
Do you guys want to throw a host over to Brap since he's doing Healy for Feely?
We can host
Yes.
Brap.
Let's do it. All right. All right, we're going to sign off.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Love your faces. Play the outro. Let's do this.
Well, I don't have drum work.
Okay, we're going to have to work on an outro. Gandalf, play an outro.
Play an outro again. We'll see you guys.
Bye, guys. Are you using the raid command or the other? Thanks, guys.